Hello Cancer and welcome to Healing Dove Tarot. Cancer, we're going to have a look at the love energy surrounding you from the 21st to the 28th of December. This is a love reading for the sign of Cancer, Cancer singles. Now, Cancer, it's an interesting spread, I'll say that. As you come into this period, you're coming in with the Ace of Swords. Now, I know that I've given you the time of the 21st to the 28th, but it's really from whenever you're watching this video, whenever you stumble across it. Sometimes I like to check the bottom of the deck to see kind of what the history is, right, to give me an idea. And if I go back and have a look at the singles read from last week, this one kind of overlaps a little bit. It was about manifesting your perfect partner. And it's interesting because you have that energy here, but, well, look, I'll just break it down for you. So, you know, you start off with, in your history, I've got the Six of Cups, which speaks about nostalgia. This is kind of like, you know, that really kind of warm, fuzzy feeling that you get from your high school sweetheart. Then you've got the Five of Cups, which is a little bit of melancholy and feeling a bit empty, coupled with your card, the Chariot. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's kind of like this flip of energy for you. Then you've got the Ace of Swords. So the Chariot, your sign, is forward movement. It's the card of yes in the tarot deck. So if you ever want to ask the tarot for an answer, there's certain cards that say yes or no, and this is one of those cards. It's forward movement, it's momentum. It could just mean that, you know, major arcana, when I see it like that showing up in the own sign reading, shows me that you're very much in your own element. You're very much grounded in who you are and what you're doing and what you're trying to attract when it comes to love. And the Ace of Swords speaks to me about finally getting that light bulb moment and being able to see things clearly. Now, what's interesting is that you do have this full moon in your sign, okay? And I'll be honest with you, Cancer, it's the 2019 is going to be a really interesting year for you, for your sign, and I'm going to watch it very closely and try and support you guys as much as I can. There are a multitude of eclipses. The North and South Node are in Cancer and Capricorn, and it's this real push and pull kind of energy. And I mean, you can see that there already coming through. Six of Cups, Five of Cups, and it's kind of like that through your reading for this week. So my advice to you is to try and stay grounded as much as you can. If you don't know what I mean by that, Google how to ground your energy, because there's plenty of great topics that you can find. But it's really important about you kind of staying grounded when it comes to your emotions, Cancer, because one of the beautiful things about your sign is how loving and nurturing you are. You are the mothers of the zodiac, right? The flip side of that sometimes is that your emotions can take over when you're not balanced and you're not grounded. I see you being grounded at the start of the week, so maybe just before Christmas. I see Christmas, and then I see you being a little bit all over the place, and I'll break it down for you, okay? So as I said, you start off the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, that first weekend before Christmas Eve, with the Queen of Cups and the Six of Swords. Now this does represent your sign. It can also mean that you have a love interest that is a fellow water sign. The Six of Swords shows me kind of walking away from that connection. So this is where I feel like that energy for you is really split. So it's not calm, it's not balanced. However, it is grounded with the card of Temperance, which speaks about finding balance and harmony. It's just such a yin and yang reading, right? So I feel like you're trying to do everything within your capability and your power, Cancer, to keep yourself grounded as you're going through this transition. It could even well be that you can't describe what's happening to you. And look, for the ladies watching the channel, you'll probably recognize this more than anyone else, but it's like that whole thing. It's like when you're really moody and you're crying and, you know, things are getting you upset and you don't understand why, and then you find out, oh, okay, I've got my period. And it's that hormonal response that you didn't even know was happening, but you're reacting in that way, and you go, why am I so emotional? Why am I so needy? Why am I so grumpy? Why am I so tired? I feel like this moon is going to be having that same effect on you, okay? It's going to really push you. So try and drink enough water, get enough sleep, maybe avoid alcohol if you can, because I see that in excess here as well, quite heavily. Big warning for anyone that's like a big drinker, just try and pace yourself, okay, at Christmas. What's beautiful, Cancer, and this is what I was saying about the flip, is that at the center of your reading you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is about our foundation. It does speak in a love reading about marriage. So, you know, I think this is what you're trying to get. This is the balance that you're trying to find, what you're trying to work towards, what you're trying to bring in. I have talked about manifesting your perfect partner, you know, and I still see you trying to do that. I just think this full moon's going to test you for your inner self, okay? And I mean, what a time of year to do it, when it's the holidays and we've got lots of people around us. It's just interesting, really interesting time for that kind of energy to come up. So it's not going to be an easy week, is what I'm trying to say. What's interesting though is you have the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Wands as you get to like the weekend. So we're talking about 26th, 27th, 28th, after Christmas. Two of Pentacles speaks about juggling, trying to keep it together. Maybe you're working two jobs, and the Five of Wands speaks about competition, right? So maybe you're juggling two jobs, maybe you're juggling two people, maybe there's two people, maybe it's not that there's two people in your life. Maybe there's one person for you and someone else is juggling you and another, and you have competition. Because I do have the Three of Pentacles here, and it's in the reverse. In the upright, I see this as quite a positive card. I see it as a card of collaboration, and for me it talks about potentially families, like family units, especially with the Four of Wands here. In the reverse, it shows me that that's kind of out of kilter, that's not balanced. You could have two children, and this could be about you dealing with your partner, your ex-partner at Christmas, and trying to find the balance between sharing them over this time. If you do, I have a feeling like they're older, and this is where your emotions could get the better of you, because they may not want to be told what to do, and you feel like that you still can, or you can direct that, and you may lose out in a little bit here, Cancer. As you end this period and you're getting into the new year, I see the Devil in the reverse and the Alien, so the card of the Hermit in the reverse. So the Devil in the upright is a card of Capricorn, and it can speak about control, bondage, power. It also speaks about addictions and excess, right? So alcohol addictions, food addictions, overeating, overindulging in any which way, shape or form. You could be addicted to shopping, you could have a sex addiction. I don't know what your vice is, right? I'm pretty sure I have a cheese addiction, but you know, who's going to police that, really? I mean, if I'm going to eat a block of cheese at 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to eat a block of cheese, right? This is my point. Whatever your addiction is, be careful of it, okay? Because hopefully no one judges me for that, by the way. It's in the reverse. So I feel like you might not have control over whatever this thing is that's coming up at Christmas. Whatever happens for you that tugs on your strings, emotionally, your heartstrings, that causes you to want to come out of your shell and party a little bit, or maybe break some sort of pact you've made to yourself about not drinking, or maybe you're in a program to help you get through your addiction, whatever it is, no judgment here, right? This place of love. Just be wary that you have that energy around you, that something could push you over the edge in this period when it comes to love and make you want to act out. If you catch yourself doing it, back to that emotional thing, try and pull yourself back in, okay? Yeah, so in summary, and I'll draw for you an additional guidance card, but I really see it being a week for you of inner growth. And I know that's sucky. No one ever wants to hear that in a love reading. It's like, Ali, don't tell me that. Tell me, where's my handsome prince riding in on a frickin' horse with his cape and all of his sack of gold and, you know, whatever it is. But I can't tell you that because I don't see that here, right? I'm not going to make shit up. Although I could. I reckon I'd be a good writer. Additional guidance for the sign of Cancer. Thank you. 8 of Swords. This makes sense, and I opened it straight up, so definitely the message for you. Restricted, obstacles, powerless, and action. What did I say about power? I said it's like your power's been taken away. I'm sure I said that. While the title of this card may sound bleak, well, not may, it does. Don't let it scare you. This card arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or a relationship. You may feel that obstacles have been placed in your way, preventing you from achieving your dreams around love. You may think that your situation is beyond hope and that you are powerless to improve it. Nothing could be further from the truth, however. All that is required is a willingness to take action. Assess your current state of affairs and decide what needs to change. Then take decisive steps to make those changes and move yourself into a position of empowerment. By taking action, you take charge of the situation. Feel the power in that. Recognize that you do have the ability to create the relationships of your dreams. What did I say about manifesting your perfect partner? Nothing can hold you back unless you let it. Take charge, step into your power, and then watch your relationships flourish. So this is going to mean different things for all of you depending on where you're at on your journey and what it is that you need to kind of shift and change so that you can allow love to come in. And maybe some of these themes that I've told you about this week will make sense to you. But I really feel it's about that inner work, right? It's that inner authority. And in doing that, that's when you're going to kind of open up and be able to figure out what still needs work or what's blocked or what you're potentially blocking yourself. All right, Cancer, that was your reading for this week. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button, and I'll be back with you next week. Until then, take care and have a Merry Christmas.